Hello, and welcome to King's Quest V, Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder. This was the first King's Quest game to include a point-and-click interface, rather than a parser interface, and it was also the first to feature fully voice-acted dialogue, as opposed to just plain text dialogue. Unfortunately, it was also the first King's Quest game to introduce a traveling companion, which, at least for this game, turned out to be not such of a good idea. But it's still a pretty good game nevertheless. So without further ado, let's jump into King's Quest V.
Have you previously played King's Quest V? Warning: this cartoon contains material that may be necessary for information or clues to complete this game. Please be sure to check your inventory if you decide to skip.
My castle! What has happened?
Ooh, I can tell you what happened.
What?
Ooh, I know what happened to your castle. I saw it all. Yes, I did.
You did? Well then, what happened?
Ooh, it was the powerful and evil wizard Mordak who did it. Ooh, I just happened to be visiting with an old friend when I saw him materialize out of thin air. Thank goodness he didn't notice me.
Well, don't stop now, go on.
He conjured up a terrible whirlwind that swirled faster and faster around the castle. With another incantation, Mordak then caused the wind to draw the castle up into the sky and out of sight. Ooh, it was something to see, all right.
Why would this wizard, Mordak, want my castle? What could he have against me and my family?
That I don't know. Ooh, I only know that it was Mordak who took your castle and your family. Well, perhaps I can help you. My employer also happens to be a wizard, which is why I recognized Mordak. Ooh, unlike Mordak, though, my employer is a very good wizard. His name is Crispin Arthur, but we all call him Crispin for short. The only problem is, you see... Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. The only problem is that Crispin is getting on in years and tends to be a bit forgetful.
I don't know. This doesn't sound as if it would work.
Oh, sure it would. Crispin is a very qualified wizard, one of the best. He just gets a little forgetful now and again, that's all. Now, where is it? Oh, I know I brought it with me. Aha! Here it is.
What is that?
Well, it is my opinion that you don't stand a chance against the likes of Mordak. Oh, excuse me for saying, Your Majesty, but you don't have a choice. You must come with me. I'm sure Crispin can help you.
What is that stuff?
Oh, just some old leftover fairy dust I've been carrying around. Oh, it'll help you to fly. You can follow me to the land of Serenia, where Crispin and I live. It's much too far to walk, you know. Oh, I think the fairy dust is still good. Come on, up here! Follow me! There it is! Down here! Come on!
Okay, here I come.
Ooh, looks like the fairy dust just wore off.
Cedric? Where have you been? I've been calling for you. Well, well, what have we here? A bit clumsy, are you? Well, come on in the house and dry off. No sense sitting around like a wet dog. Cedric, go into the house and pour each of us a nice hot cup of tea.
Ooh, aye aye, Crispin.
The Society of Wizards has always taken a dim view of Mordak and his abuse of his power. Why, he's even been put on suspension a few times. It never seems to do any good, though.
Crispin, why would Mordak want to take my family or castle? What did we ever do to him?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that. Mordak is a very unpredictable wizard. I've never understood that evil mind of his.
Ooh, I thought perhaps you could help His Majesty, Crispin. That's why I brought him here.
Well, let me see now. I used to be a very powerful wizard at one time, you know, but I've gotten a little rusty lately.
Ooh, a little rusty.
That's quite enough from you, Cedric.
Ooh, yes, sir, Crispin, sir.
I don't know what I have that would be of much use to you. Most of my wizard stuff is pretty old and worn out. But let's see what I can find. That won't do. That's all used up. It might work. Here, eat this.
What is that?
That's an old piece of magical white snake I had left over from last year. With it, you'll be able to communicate with the natural and animal world. You could find that quite helpful. Here's my old wand. I don't even know if it works anymore. Most of its power may be gone. You should know that wands are like pets. They've got to get to know you before they'll work for you. Just treat it with care and respect, and hopefully it will do something for you. You'd better get going, my boy. No telling what that confounded Morlock could be up to. You go with him, Cedric. Show him the way.
Oh,
Yes, you. Don't be such a coward. Now go on. You'd better get started.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate all you've done for me.
I suggest we visit the town first. How about it, Your Majesty?
Please don't call me Your Majesty, Cedric. It's much too formal. I'd like it if you'd just call me Graham.
Oh, I'd be delighted to, Graham. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, the town. You might be able to find some supplies there. It's just over a little hill to the south, not too far.
Well then, let's be on our way, Cedric.
Alright, so here we are in King's Quest V. We've got a nice little parser interface, and we've got a traveling companion.
Impatiently, Cedric waits for Graham.
Yeah. And we've got quite a bit to do, so get some water.
The cool pond water quenches Graham's thirst.
Awesome. And let's get started.
Nestled among the trees of the forest sits the wizard Crispin's worn but cozy cottage.
Alright, let's go back inside.
Don't be wasting your time coming in here. Young man, I've done all I can for you. Now it's up to you. Well, anyway, I'm not going to be here for a little while. There's an emergency I have to attend to in a neighboring land. I'll try to keep an eye out for you, but this is something you and Cedric are going to have to do yourselves. I wish you the best, King Graham.
I appreciate all you've done, Crispin. I'll be on my way now.
Alright, so we won't be getting any help from him. But that's okay. We've already gotten a snake skin and an old wand.
The old wand doesn't seem to have any vitality left in it.
Yeah. This is funny.
Graham gives the wand a good shake, but it only fizzles and dies.
It just fizzles and dies. Aw. How sad.
An unusual ornament decorates Crispin's front yard. Crispin, being a wizard, it must have some magical significance which Graham could never understand.
And so Cedric just uses it as a little perch. Yeah. Okay, I'll just sit on top of this magical object here, and yeah, that'll work just fine. Alright, let's head off to the west, see what we can see. Alright. Well, we've got a rather creepy looking forest.
The sign seems self-explanatory enough. Enter at your own risk.
Good enough for me.
Graham gives...
Whoops.
An old hollow log lies in a small clearing before the gloomy forest. The old log doesn't look interesting enough to bother with.
Really? Because, you know, before in old logs we found, like, treasures and stuff, and now we can't even poke around in this one. Something you'll notice, if you click somewhere to, like the look icon, I'm clicking it down here on the screen, and I'm getting an X. It's because they didn't program anything for as a response for that action, and so they just put a little X there. I'm not particularly fond of that, especially since, like in King's Quest VI, they just program a generic response in there somewhere. At least it's something rather than just an X. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Just something interesting about this game. What have we here?
To the north, Graham can see the gnarly edge of a deep, dark forest.
That's clearly not what I clicked on.
A graceful weeping willow tree grows beside a small pond created from her tears. In her branch-like arms, she clutches a beautiful harp as a child would a cherished toy. A lovely little pond surrounds the base of a beautiful weeping willow tree.
What's wrong, Graham?
That salt water. Ugh.
Oh, what a fast song she played. Let's try to cheer her up, Graham.
Cedric seems to be quietly contemplating their current situation, and so is not inclined to indulge in conversation right now.
Alright, that was weird. I'm gonna restore for a second here, because that should not have happened. When you talk to Cedric in front of the tree, something else is supposed to happen.
Oh, what a fast song she played. Let's try to cheer her up, Graham.
There we go.
How will I find this heart of mine, taken from me for some time? Here I stand near my pool of tears. Here I'll stay throughout my years.
There, that's what's supposed to happen. I don't know, she started to sing, and then she stopped for some reason last time. I don't know why that happened, but anyway.
Miss Willow?
Yes?
You can talk?
Why, of course I can. What did you expect?
Well, I've never seen a talking tree before. What's wrong?
Everything's wrong, can't you tell? I'm not really a tree. I'm really a princess. You see, my fiancé and I were walking through this wood when a nasty old witch came along and was instantly charmed by my handsome prince. When he naturally refused her advances, she jealously banished him to a faraway land and turned me into a tree. Then she stole my heart.
Stole your heart?
Yes, she turned my heart to gold and took it away with her. The only way I can become human again is to have my heart brought back. Now, all I have to cheer me up is my harp. It's quite magical, you know. It plays the sweetest music you've ever heard. Now please, leave me alone in my sorrow.
Alright, so a witch stole her heart. So there's one of our quests. We'll see if we can find her heart and get it back to her. But for right now, let's continue on to the west and see what we got.
Ooh, keep your eye on the gypsies, Graham. I don't trust them.
Are they poisonous gypsies, Cedric? Yeah, you don't trust anybody.
It will cost you 1 gold coin to see Madamushka.
Oh, great.
The sullen man doesn't appear to be the conversational sort. The dark gypsy man bars Graham's entry into the fortune teller's wagon without proper payment. The burly man keeps a watchful eye on Graham and Cedric.
The cost is 1 gold coin.
Yeah, alright. So we need a gold coin to get in to see
A gypsy wagon
Madamushka.
is encamped here at the edge of the woods. On the side of the wagon, the words fortune teller have been painted. The ox's mouth is too full of grass to even attempt a conversation with Graham.
Oh, no one seems to be any help around here. Alright, let's continue on to the west.
Ooh, there's nothing but a hot, dry desert for the west. Most people avoid it because there are bandits out there.
Poisonous
Ooh,
bandits.
if you insist on going, I'll wait for you here.
Oh, gee, thanks. You're a lot of help, Cedric. Well, as you can see, there is actually a desert out here, and it stretches on for quite a bit. We do actually need to come to the desert later on in the game, but for right now, we can avoid it. There's actually a pretty funny Easter egg that happens out here in the desert, but I'm not sure how easy it is to trigger it. So we'll leave that alone for right now, and if I remember, I'll come back to it.
Well, there you are. I was just starting to get concerned.
Don't worry about me, Cedric. I'm used to this kind of thing.
Yeah. But thanks for your concern. Alright, let's go south.
A colony of large ants parade up and down a huge anthill built amid some scrubby bushes.
Ooh, is that the new dance, Graham? The Boogaloo?
Thanks, Cedric.
The ants don't seem to take kindly to uninvited trespassing.
I wouldn't expect they would. Alright, back to the east.
Sitting on a stool in front of his house, a young gnome happily plays with an exquisite marionette. A young gnome happily plays with an exquisite marionette. An old grandfather gnome sits contentedly on an old stump and smokes a large pipe while watching his grandson at play.
Excuse me, sir. Oh, I'm terribly sorry to bother you. I was just noticing your son's marionette. It's very interesting. Where did you get it?
It's grandson, not son, and I made it for him. Why do you care?
I just wanted to comment on its artistry. It's very well done. I don't suppose it could be bought.
If it could, the price would be very steep. I reckon you couldn't afford it. Now, leave me and my grandson be.
Apparently you've never heard of King Graham of Daventry and the magic chest that is always filled with gold.
Graham attempts to speak to the young gnome, but the boy seems to be very shy and doesn't answer.
I ain't in the mood to gab right now. Go find someone else to talk to.
Man. Picky. Alright, well. We'll come back for you later.
What a wonderful bluebird. It could almost make Graham happy again if it wasn't for his family. The bluebird is too busy taking a bath to answer Graham.
Excuse me, young man. Sorry to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you sitting there on that log. I was wondering if there was anything wrong.
Why, yes. As a matter of fact, there is. I've been searching everywhere for my fiancée. She's a beautiful princess with long golden tresses, fetching blue eyes, and smooth creamy skin. Have you seen her anywhere about?
No, sorry, I haven't seen anyone like that.
That's what I figured. No one has seen her. I bet that a witch who lives in the dark forest had something to do with her disappearance.
I'll keep an eye out for her. If I see her, I'll let her know you're looking for her.
I would appreciate that. Well, I guess I'd better get back to looking for her. I'm not ever going to find her just sitting around here. Thanks for your concern.
A witch in a forest who took away his fiancée. Well, I certainly haven't seen anyone around who looked like he described, but...
Please, don't bother me anymore. Let me weep in peace.
If I had to take a guess, and not just because I've played this game before, I would guess that the two of them are looking for each other. But, like I said before, we'll take care of that later.
Graham, watch out! A poisonous snake!
A poisonous snake! Yeah.
In silence, the large serpent eyes Graham menacingly.
It's funny how you have the power to talk to animals, and yet there are only like 2 or 3 in the entire game who will actually say something to you. Everyone else is just looks at you or ignores you. It's really kind of sad, actually.
The quaint little town of Serenia nestles at the base of a great snow-capped mountain range which rises sharply to the east.
Alright, let's see what we can find in town.
If you're going into town, I'll just wait for you here. I had a nasty run-in with a big dog once, and I feel much safer out here.
Oh, stop being such a scaredy cat, Cedric.
While blocking an alleyway, a frustrated man fixes a broken wheel on his wagon.
Kind of hard to hear.
While blocking an alleyway, a frustrated man fixes a broken wheel on his wagon.
How goes it with you, good fellow?
Not well, I'm afraid. This old wagon's always giving me trouble.
Can I help you in any way?
Thank you kindly, but I think I can handle it.
All right then. Good luck.
Thanks. With this wagon, I'm gonna need it.
You need luck, but you don't need any help.
Graham notices an old wooden barrel on the street corner. Inside the barrel, Graham sees an old rotting fish.
And why would I want to pick that up?
Graham leans way down into the barrel and removes, phew, the smelly old fish.
Not sure, but apparently I do. Taylor. Oh, no.
May I help you, sir?
Stereotypical much?
I'm interested in buying something here.
Ah, let me show you some things. A fine piece of cloth. With this material, I could make you beautiful shirts. There isn't a more beautiful piece of fabric to be found anywhere. With this, I could make you the finest trousers you've ever had. Well, what do you think?
Well, right now I'm just looking. Thanks anyway.
Sure. Whatever you say. I'm just here to help.
Yeah, you don't really notice stereotypes in games and movies and stuff when you're a little kid, but when you grow up...
I don't like this at all.
When you grow up and you kind of look at things a little differently, yeah.
Not wishing to be put through another speech about fine shirts and trousers, Graham wisely keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah. Nicely done, Sierra. Good job. Whose idea was that?
In the corner of the shop, draped casually over a tailor's form, Graham sees a thick, fur-lined cloak.
Here, let me help you with that. Oh, that cloak fits you perfectly. It just looks wonderful on you. Let me tell you, it will certainly keep you toasty warm during the coming winter. Let me know if you wish to buy it.
I mean, seriously, who thought that was a good idea? Really? Anyway.
A broken wagon blocks access to a smaller side street. The cart is too heavy for Graham to move by himself. Bending down, Graham quickly retrieves the silver coin from the street.
Silver coin. Usually I would have looked at it first, but I saw something shiny on the ground that drew my attention. Toys. What the heck, why not?
Come on in, look around. Let me know if you're interested in anything. If it's not in by tomorrow, I'll send you to the sawmill.
Okay, Papa?
Grandpapa,
Yeah, my darling?
can I keep this doll? I don't really like her.
Now, Katrina, you know these toys are for sale for other kinder. Besides, you've got plenty of dolls. You can play mid-air, but just be careful.
All right, Grandpapa, I'll take care of her.
Sorry about that. The conversation got messed up because I clicked at exactly the wrong time.
Graham notices a strong little sled hanging on a side wall. Graham notices a strong little sled hanging on a side wall.
This is a fine little toy shop you have here. You must be very proud.
Danke, son. I've worked very hard at it over the years. But you know, you need to really love it. And I do.
Are most of these toys your creation?
Yeah, most of them. But not all. Some my son made. Some I bought. Some I traded for.
You're very talented.
Danke, danke. Well, let me know if I can help you. That's a fine sled, isn't it? Any child would love to have it.
Yes, I was just admiring the workmanship.
Danke. If you'd like to buy it, let me know.
Thank you, I shall.
The little girl is more interested in her doll. She pays no attention to Graham.
No, I can't talk to the fish either. Shoe shop.
Take a look around if you want, but we don't have any shoes to sell you right now. We sold our last finished pair yesterday. Our business ain't doing so good anymore, and we're getting too old to keep trying.
Is there anything I can do to help?
There ain't nothing you can do, short of buying us out. But like I said, if you want to look around, feel free.
Okay, thanks. You don't have any shoes for sale, huh?
That's right. No shoes at all. We're making a pair right now, but it'll take a while. We're not as fast as we used to be.
Oh, that's okay. My own boots should carry me through the rest of my journey.
Sorry, son. We're doing the best we can.
That's okay.
The old shoemaker wearily hammers tiny nails in a shoe sole. He doesn't even seem to notice Graham. The old dog pays no attention to Graham.
See? None of the animals even pay attention to me. much less want to talk to me. Alright, well, that's pretty much all we can do in town. So, let's head back outside.
Unfortunately, the cow doesn't have anything to say. Her mouth is too full of cud.
Cud. Wonderful. Yeah, you notice we haven't really done much of anything. Just kind of looked around for a bit, but, you know, it's an adventure game, so that's what you do. I think, right now, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll pick it back up next time. It's a little bit of a shorter one since we had the introduction that took up quite a bit of time. So until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.